Hello everyone, and welcome back for more Let's Play Fable 3. And now we're gonna go and get the last quest out of the way, and after that we're gonna go talk to Sabine. So let's talk to these fine gentlemen.
Dear lady, you who live in such a tumultuous epoch, do you not thirst for the drama and emotion of a properly structured tragic play?
Of course you don't. You want to escape your troubles. You want to be made merry. You want to be amused.
It is no good. We shall never agree.
If only we could get our hands on Morley's lost play. It would solve all our problems.
Yes, it is said to bring together the opposites of tragedy and comedy in an exquisite marriage of forms.
But perhaps you can find it.
Yes, we beg you. The theatre, the muses, the very heart and soul of this town will thank you.
Okay.
Splendid, splendid! You should know we did commission an elderly detective to search the library for clues as to the play's whereabouts, but he never returned.
The man's name is Ransom Locke, and he's rather closer to senility than one would like, truth be told.
If you come across this gentleman, he may be able to aid you. I believe he is looking for the collected works of the playwright Philip Morley, as we speak.
One can only hope they were not burned when the king closed down the academy and its library.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, we gotta go find Ransom Locke. Sherlock Holmes. And we've gotta go find Morley's lost play. Okay, so the library still looks a mess.
Turn back now, mortal one.
Yoopadoo. Little treasure chest that wasn't accessible before, but it is now.
Stay away.
Oh, more
from
supernatural
this
happenings.
cursed only death and insanity await you.
Whatever. Don't care.
Don't pick it up.
I'm totally gonna
No.
pick it up.
Really, I'm serious. You lot just can't leave well enough alone, can you? Bloody literary tourists, bane of my afterlife.
I love how you can completely tell that he's wearing a wig. Not just completely, but easily. Is that guy eating a rat on a stick on the right? Ew.
Listen, you. You're not getting my lost play, you hear? It's rubbish. Worse than rubbish. I mean, what was I thinking mixing tragedy and comedy? I must have been off my rocker.
And it's Ransom
It would
Locke.
seem, my dear madam, you have been apprehended by the ghost of Philip Morley. That makes us both his captives. I am Ransom Locke. If the name seems familiar, it is because I was once a detective of some renown. And yet, here I am, ready to live out the rest of my days, trapped in a book. As far as I can deduce, we are currently in a scene from one of Morley's greatest romantic plays, the near tragedy of Oliver and Ethel. I believe if we are to escape, we must act out the scene. But performing is not one of my talents. If I am correct, putting on this costume should set things in motion.
Okay. You'll notice he's actually wearing Victorian era clothing, which is kind of out of place in this 1700s setting.
Oh, Ethel, my love, my life, my son. if thou wouldst but give me one sign, one gesture that would speak of your affections, then might I think this grey existence worth living.
Ah, yes, a classic moment in the play. You are Ethel, the beautiful young daughter of a dung merchant. Show Oliver that you love him, and we may be able to leave this scene.
Lovely. Either way works on this, but I prefer the good way.
Love.
You should know that by now.
Let the heavens and the seas, the toads and the eels sing the song in my heart, for she doth love me, and all is well. We shall meet again in the morrow, my little ferret, and elope into the sunset to live out our days in wondrous joy.
A magnificent rendition.
Wow, that was a Monty Python reference if I ever heard one.
I see you are gifted with remarkable literary cunning, but can you really comprehend the depths of my work? That we shall see.
Ah, yes. This is undoubtedly a scene from one of Morley's earlier, funnier plays, Bloodbath at the Royal Court. And this must be your costume. The role of the fool is one filled with tragic depth. It will require a masterful performance.
It's a freaking chicken suit.
What fresh insolence is this? Out of my throne, you impertinent buffoon! Stand before your king, and do your jester's duty. 'Tis a troublesome time for this court, and my crown grows heavy. So make me laugh, or I shall have your head.
Tickle him. It's decent enough.
Gucci, Gucci, goo.
That is not what I associate a jester's costume with.
Oh, stop, it's too funny. I believe I'm in the right mood now to meet with those foreign delegates. I think I shall only behead half of them, yes.
I have never seen a more convincing fool. There is hope for us yet.
You handle my royal dramas as well as you handle my romances. But will your versatility extend to the more subtle domains of theatre, I wonder?
Oh dear. Unless I'm mistaken, this is a scene from Morley's notoriously violent historical epic, Titus the Mutilator, Part 2, which would mean this is the gladiatorial arena from Act 5, where Titus is finally slaughtered by savage warriors seeking revenge. A favorite scene of mine as a child, I must admit. And here is Titus's famous costume. I had some pajamas that looked just like it. Put it on and you will take on the greatest role of your life.
Huh, Titus would have been about the hero of Oakvale's era. I wonder. Yeah, well, we'll figure it out later.
Titus! Thy pox-membered body shall pay for thy monstrous villainy. My son lies dead because of you. Now shall revenge be mine. Cold as your corpse and all the more flavoursome for it.
Do try to make your demise convincing.
I don't know what happens if you buy the farm here. Like, do you continue fighting like you normally would, or does that trigger a cutscene? But I've never lost this fight. Not once. These mercenaries are ridiculously easy by this point. Especially since there's no Saker clones here. So this is actually a good spot to start leveling your flourishes.
More of my kin lie slain, and yet you live. You have breathed your last sulphur-scented breath, Titus.
Just hit him once or twice, and then hit him with a flourish, and that should pretty much do him in. And considering that you're actually getting guild seals from this, I think you actually are hurting them. Ow. Gonna attack me? Ow! Yes, you are, apparently.
Now you're just being stubborn.
There.
All my men dead. My vengeance denied. My world undone. I cannot stand to live 1 second more.
A tremendous performance. That's just the ending I wanted to see when I was a young boy attending the theatre every weekend. I wonder what scene will follow now.
Oh, what scene could possibly follow such a masterful rendition of my work? And the way you improvised some of those roles, you brought new life to my words. I stand in awe. You have earned the prize no mortal has ever been honored with before. My missing play. I entrust it to you, for I know that you will do it justice. I call it the Ham Sandwich. A metaphorical title, of course.
Sweet. We got the ham sandwich. Albion Ale. Beer for heroes. Albion Girl always gets her way. Trepanning. Painful but effective.
Ah, you have retrieved our aged investigator. Happy day! Have you perchance found...
This is no time for perchances, Lambert. The play. Do you have it?
Okay, give him the dumbass play.
Lambert.
Oh, the joy in my bosom knows no bounds! Thank you 1,000,000 times! Thank you!
He said bosom. It's already working. Comedy and tragedy will at last join hands.
That guy's eyebrows are scary.
Hark! Bear witness to the tragic futility that is man. Oh, how it doth sear my senses to see paradise and yet to be barred.
That reminds me of a great joke. A guard, a monk, and a chicken walk into a bar. Unfortunately, the bartender had had a mild heart attack that morning, so none of them get served.
And yet what purpose doth heartache serve when the infinite dark blanket that is death falls softly upon our still beating corpse?
That reminds me of another one. A corpse walks into a bar and says, "Can I have a lemonade?" "Certainly," replies the bartender. "I've never seen a stiff drink."
And so endeth our happy sad play, which reminds us we are made of nothing but clay. There's time only for our fool to say,
Great big giant bosoms!
What the hell was that?
Biggest load of old tosh I ever saw. It didn't even make sense.
Worst play ever.
Wow. And if you can actually read that, which I don't know if you can, it says even a chicken passing by that has a decent grasp of the English language didn't like that crap.
I'm beginning to understand why Philip Morley never published this particular piece of work in his lifetime.
Indeed, it is too far ahead of its time. Perchance one day a civilization will rise with the broadness of brain to truly appreciate it.
If you ask me, it was the tragic elements that let it down. One cannot argue with the comedy.
Oh, a pox on you, Pinch!
Okay, anyways, let's see. Gotten all that done.
Is your stylist?
So, let's go to the front of town. That is all of the quests currently available in this area. As soon as you finish with Sabine, there will be some more quests that pop up. I recommend doing them. Just because, you know, all the guild seals help. And you can always make more money. Generally, if the reward for a guild seal is low,
Hi, I'm here to shop.
you can pretty much guarantee that there's going to be combat in there. I don't like the tied bun hairstyle. Oh, long thick hairstyle. I'll take that.
Is it? Oh dear.
World's oldest makeup? Might as well skip it.
What are you looking for? Enjoy.
And just for completionist's sake. Alright, now let's get some decent hair on her. Because I hate that tiny ponytail that she's got.
You have several new suits.
Actually looks
Those
way
will
more
make
appropriate to the male character for some odd reason. Okay, switch it over. There we are.
I always said one needs to let one's hair down on occasion.
And we'll use the industrial tattoo set.
Choice of tattoos. Although I'm hardly an expert on the matter, but still, you have my admittedly ill-informed vote of confidence for
And we'll save this. Wait. No! Damn it!
Right.
You're supposed to save it, not rewear it.
I couldn't have chosen better myself.
Okay, back to the frickin' hairstyle. Put that
I
back.
like what you've done with your hair.
Go back over here. There we are.
Yes, you
Better.
see, this way it will be here for you when you want it.
Normally I don't fail that hard. Okay, now that our future queen looks really nice, let's go over and join the crowd that will be appearing fairly soon.
My father always said I should swing a sword.
Beg her some money.
Oh dear.
Spending your money helps the economy,
Yeah.
you know.
No crowd, no crowd, no crowd. Talk to this guy, and hey, look, a crowd.
Esteemed citizens of Brightwall, today we demonstrate the generous nature of our fair town. For too long have our mountain neighbors suffered in silence, and now we extend a helping hand. But this effort would not have been possible without the courage and determination of one woman, the daughter of the old hero king. From this day, we shall know you as the hero of Brightwall. Before you leave, we ask of you one favor. As we pledge ourselves to you, so we hope you will pledge to return Brightwall to its former glory and reopen the academy which your father founded.
I will.
You don't really have a choice about accepting these promises.
Very good, very good. I expected nothing less from you. These volunteers shall carry the supplies to the dweller camp. They may have them with our blessing. I hope you will return one day, not just as our hero, but as our queen.
Yeah, there's one thing I actually do like about the Fable series is the fact that there's pretty much gender equality as to what you can pursue in life. Now, granted, there is a gender discrepancy. You hardly see any, I don't think you see any soldiers beside yourself, but that doesn't mean that there can't be any soldiers. And as you can see, that's the new flag. That means that Brightwall and its attendant dweller camp are now under our control. There should be something up here, and there's another key as well, but there's usually birds that come into this area. I guess they're not here right now. But anyways, in Albion, there's not really any specified gender roles. If you're a woman and want to be a soldier, then you're free to be a soldier. Not many take that opportunity, as far as I can see, if any take that opportunity. However, there's nothing against it, and there's no stigma attached. Women can be just as good at combatants as men, so I guess they kept a lot of their Celtic influence. Oh well, not much Roman influence, I suppose. Then again, the way the roads appear, and especially the buildings, there had to have been some Roman influence. Oh well. Actually, given the world of Albion didn't have a Rome, it's probably Old Kingdom influence. And no way in hell I'm affording that anytime soon. But yeah, Albion does have the strength of no such thing as traditional gender roles. Though people do tend to slide into them naturally just because that's how they do things. It's just it isn't enforced by society. And I have no idea why that's lagging there. I hope it's not a portent of things to come. I'm tired of these games failing out on me. Wanted for robbery! Beware the danger of deserters, know them by this sign, all who are cowards, vagabonds, and renegades. All loading screens. Anyways, we got one area to go to in Mist Peak Valley, so we're not gonna go deal with the nice people over to the right. Just gonna take out these wolves. And then we're gonna go over to the left. Now, before I head over to the tram station, I am gonna take, I think, 2 quests in this area. If there are any more, I'll just off-screen them. Now, there's a repeatable quest you can take with any guard in any city that, you find some bounties within the city limits and then bring them to the guard. Guard will give you money. I think the guard gives you more money every single time you capture a new villain. Now, over to the left here is an area we haven't been to before. Let's go over and find out what's over here. You know, I didn't even know this area existed until I went through this on a practice run, which I'm doing kind of concurrently with the way I'm doing it now. And it's the male, it's the prince instead of the princess. But since it is determined that it's going to be the princess and not the prince, because that voting is over, has been for a while, you're not going to get to see the prince run, but aside from the fact that you have a different voice actor, it's an identical game. There really is no difference between the prince or the princess. Which I suppose is nice, but eh. Though, I think a lot of the gender equality that happens in Albion is due in part to the fact that there used to be a Heroes Guild. Because there was a Heroes Guild where anyone with the blood of William Black could be a hero, and you had plenty of female heroes alongside male heroes, and they were just as strong and just as able. It kind of bred out a lot of the stigma that the modern world has against non-traditional gender roles like women being soldiers or men being caretakers. Of course, if you go back as far as the early part of the 20th century, women were not allowed to take typing classes because it was believed that the act of being a secretary was far too strenuous. You know, sitting in a chair and typing all day was far too strenuous an act for a delicate woman to handle. So, if you go by that standard, then it's pretty clear that stereotypical gender roles have been BS since the beginning. There really are no such thing as predetermined gender roles. There are some things that men and women are better at because of physiology. Women naturally make better fighter pilots because they have a lower center of gravity and their bodies are more used to dealing with lower amounts of blood to the brain. Whereas men have better visual acuity and thus make better snipers. However, women have better color acuity, which means that they're better at anything where you have to differentiate color, which means they make damn good counter snipers.
Our hero returns, bringing good tidings. And supper. Damn thing doesn't open. How do you, Oh well, I never thought you'd actually get it, tell you the truth. Boulder. We've been blessed, my friends. We have made an alliance that has already brought us life. One day, it will bring us much more. We require but one more offering before we fight at your side. Boulder, promise to restore these mountains to their full glory and to protect our right to dwell in them, and promise you will bring nothing but the fiercest justice upon Logan's head.
I promise.
Then may we be carried into the castle by the dark storms of fury.
You'll have to wait a little longer for that. It's still just us against a whole army. We need to recruit more people.
I was afraid you'd come over all logical and sensible. Well, you have brought us a feast, and we are free to hunt again. We'll just keep on eating and drinking till you're good and ready. Right, Border? He couldn't be happier.
Anyways, that's my long-winded rant on the subject, and we don't have much more to do in this episode. Just go the road to rule and talk to Teresa again. What you got to say, Teresa? Aside from loading.
You have made an important ally today. The revolution cannot hope to succeed without fighters such as Sabine and his people on your side. You have the beginnings of an army now.
Okay. Hero on the left side, which means I was nice and heroic. Die pack 3. And the freaking useless packs, because I can already make way more money without resorting to those packs. Alright, let's go back down the trail a bit. And we'll pick up magic level 2. Because we kinda skipped over it earlier. I will pick up the job packs after I pick up all the combat related packs. So you're not going to see me picking up many job packs. And I prefer the shock spell to the ice spell, especially when you get to be able to weave spells later on. For right now, the shock spell is going to be damn handy. Handier than the fireball spell, actually. Fireball just causes knockback and damage. Shock spell actually stuns them. Joker pack. I can tell jokes. I can be funny. Die pack. Die. Yeah, not gonna be doing those. So, anyways, we'll exit out of this. And this is Man in the Black Hat, and we'll see you next time for more Let's Play Fable 3! And more loading screens. Later.